Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So if you're starting a business in Pennsylvania, you would want to have it registered as an LLC. For this video, we're going to teach you how exactly to set that up using Northwest Registered Agent. Check out the link in the description below to file your LLC for just $39 using our affiliate link. Let's get started.
All right, so once you click on the link in the description below, you'll be taken to this landing page, and all you have to do is click on Get Started to start your Pennsylvania LLC. And from there, you'll be taken to the form where you can start creating your LLC. You'll have to input all your information to register it with Northwest Registered Agent. So first things first is the order information. It'll ask you what type of business you'd like to start. Obviously, we're going to start with an LLC. And then it'll ask you for the state where you'd like to form your business. So for this tutorial, we're going to be setting it up in Pennsylvania. And then once you've set the state for your business, it'll ask you the filing options. So you have $125 as the standard to be processed in 5 days, or $225 expedited to be processed within 2 days. For our registration here, we're going to stick with the standard $125 to be processed within 5 days. And then we'll click on continue. After that, we will be asked for the company details. And first things first, we'll be putting in our business name. So once you set your business name, the next option that would have to enter is whether or not we'd be sent copy of lawsuits and legal notices to our attorney. If we select yes, then it'll ask for the email address of our attorney, but for the purposes of our demonstration here, we're just going to select no. And after that, we're going to be asked for the business purpose. This will be the purposes of our business. So in this field, you can put what the purposes of your business is. So after that, it'll ask us what physical address you want on the record with the state. Now we have 3 options here. First is the registered agent address of Northwest Registered Agent. So that essentially means that the physical address of Northwest Registered Agent will be the one on the record with the state, and you will just be forwarded any copies of notices and suits that will be sent to your LLC. Northwest will receive that because it's their address on the record, and then it will be forwarded over to you. If you don't want to use the registered agent address of Northwest Registered Agent, you could also set your mailing address as the physical address, or you can specify a different address. We'll leave it as Northwest Registered Agent's address for now. And same options apply with the mailing address that you want on the record with the state. So we'll keep these options for now, and then we'll click on continue. All right, now the next step is the company management. We will be asked what type of management this LLC is going to be. There are 2 options here. One is member managed and the other is manager managed. Now, a member managed LLC is a company that is run and managed purely by its members, and a manager managed LLC is a company that is run by an outside manager, or if you hired someone to manage the LLC that is not originally part of the company, then that would be a manager managed LLC. But for our LLC here, we're just going to choose member managed because that is the most common one. After that, we will be putting in the names of the members of the LLC. We'll put in the first member here. Now that we've put in member number 1, we will also be asked what address to record with the state for this specific member. We could also specify the registered agent address of Northwest Registered Agent, a different mailing address, or a different address altogether. Once that's done, you also have the option to add another member if you have more than 1 member for your LLC. But for now, we'll leave it at member number 1 and then click on continue. Next, you will be asked the contact details, your contact details to be registered with Northwest Registered Agent and the state. So we're just going to add our information here. Okay, so now that we've put in all our contact details and contact information, just make sure that everything is correct. Let's now head on to the next step. So the next step is the account setup for Northwest Registered Agent. You'll be asked to enter your email address and create a password for your Northwest Registered Agent account. So let's add our email and password here. So now that we've added our email address and password, we'll proceed to the next step. All right, so the next step is the business identity. This essentially just gives us the option to kind of take charge of our business identity and brand. So on this page, it'll ask if you would like a domain, a business domain for your company, a business website, a business email, and phone service. So you could bundle it, get all of it for a 20% discount, or if you want a la carte or just pick and choose from the options below, then that's fine too. So take note that the business domain name, email, and phone service is free for the first 90 days and $9 a month after that. For now, we'll leave it off and click on continue. So the next step is the optional items. These optional items are, as the name suggests, optional but are essential for any company running or operating within the United States, specifically within Pennsylvania. So as for the tax ID, that's essentially a federal EIN or employer identification number. So if you're operating within the United States and you have employees from within or outside the United States, you would need a federal tax ID. And if you want to get that, you will be asked whether or not you have a social security number. If you have a social security number, that's $50, and that's easier. If you do not have a social security number, Northwest Registered Agent will still be able to help you with that, but it's going to be $200 and a longer processing. Aside from that, you also have the option to get an S Corp election with the IRS. Now, an S Corp is a tax classification of a company or corporation within the United States. So it essentially is taxed differently from any other LLC. If you want to get that, you can do so from this page. Next is premium mail service. This is essentially where Northwest Registered Agent will be forwarding you copies of your mail that you get for your LLC. So remember that Northwest Registered Agent is the registered address that we selected earlier. By law, it is required that they forward you all legal notices that is sent to your LLC. But if you want to get an extension of that, meaning all mail that would go to your LLC, if you want that to be forwarded by Northwest Registered Agent, not just the legal notices, you have to enable this option right here. You can opt for a physical mail forwarding or just a scanned copy of the mail. Next is a trademark service. This is essentially where Northwest will assist you file and check for eligibility of any trademarks that you have for your business within the United States. And the trade name, if you have another name that you're using for the company, like a doing business as status, Northwest can also help you file that. Just enable that from the options right here. So right now we'll stick with the tax ID with a social security number, and let's click on continue. All right, and there you have it. That's all the information that is needed by Northwest Registered Agent to register your LLC in Pennsylvania. All you need to do after that is enter your payment information so that Northwest Registered Agent will be able to file and act as your agent in creating your LLC in Pennsylvania.
And there you have it. That's how easy it is to register your LLC in Pennsylvania using Northwest Registered Agent. Again, check the link in the description below to see how you can get all of that just for $39. See you on the next one.